Thank you very much for choosing GHOne TV. Let's look at some of the top stories that we have for you tonight. And here, Ministry of National Security dismisses Reuters report claiming that Islamist militants in Burkina Faso use Ghana as a safe haven. Also coming up tonight, running mates to NPP flag bearer Dr. Matthew Opoku Premp describes NDC's campaign as ineffective, urging electorates not to fall for what he calls the schemes of the NDC going into election 2024.
Don't make a mistake. When you see somebody with an NDC t-shirt, when you see NDC t-shirt, run away. When you see NDC t-shirt, run away. When you see NDC t-shirt, run away.
Also coming up tonight, Team USA lifts ultimate trophy at Star at 10 diplomatic games. Tonight we bring you an update on that particular event that was held. And 2 soldiers killed after Israeli airstrikes. Meanwhile, US President Joe Biden hopes Israeli strikes and Iran tensions. We'll be bringing you more when we get to the international front. So yes, tonight we have these and many other interesting stories making the 1 hour bulletin. Be my guest, stay with us as we share all these and many more with you. My name is Kweku, and thank you very much for choosing GHOne TV. Let's take our very first story for the evening. And here, the Ministry of National Security has dismissed claims from a Reuters report suggesting that Islamist militants from Burkina Faso are utilizing parts of the northern region for logistical and medical support. Well, the report alleged that insurgents from Burkina Faso have been crossing into the northern Ghana to access resources like food, fuel, and medical care for injured fighters, claiming that this occurs with limited interference from Ghanaian authorities. Well, Reuters cited unnamed Ghanaian security officials and regional diplomats as sources for these claims. Well, in a statement, the Ministry of National Security urged the public to disregard these irresponsible reports. Here are excerpts of the report that you're seeing right there on your screens. All right, so we're confirming our stance as your election hub. Tonight we have some political stories for you. And here, running mate to the NPP flag bearer, Dr. Matthew Opoku Premp, has taken a swipe at John Dramani Mahama and the NDC's campaign, saying it has been rendered impotent by the momentum of the Baumia campaign. Well, according to him, the NDC's campaign has lost steam, with John Mahama's only strategy being the 24-hour economy policy. Well, he does urge the electorate not to buy into the schemes of the NDC going into the December 7th elections. Well, he was speaking during a campaign program at the Panta Nursing and Midwifery School.
Obi president, are you opposition leader 8 years? What do you mean can't deal about Ghana? Was it 24-hour economy? That's it, Mama. Enjoy a 24-hour economy. Or see, you may be a disco, you may be a disco, you may be a disco, you may be a nightclub, 24 hours. Now, for a nightclub for us, let me go this guy on the Juma, or by that 24 hours. Oh, Obu ha oka some showa. Said you otieno and oka. Already, oh, it's going to go to nightclub 24 hours. Why did you work on private car? Because of your former president. What would say INS? Why did you work on private car? I'm telling you, Ghanaians are going to vote for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Nurses of the Nursing and Midwifery College. I am telling you, don't make a mistake. When you see somebody with an NDC t-shirt, when you see NDC t-shirts, run away. I will say NDC for, also my MP before my budget. The next 3 months, in January, February, March 2025, say I go parliament and go budget. That is going to help you be a cow. NDC for Ghana for you. Which your husband is NDC bar. Go to drugstore him. What's the other? Let's say, your financial health insurance.
Let's do more stories as the paramount chief of Esukoko Traditional Council and president of the Association of Chiefs in Karachi East, Nana Adam Jemfi III, has praised MPP flag bearer Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia for engaging in what he calls issues-based campaigning grounded on evidence. Was speaking during a community engagement in Tokorano in the Karachi East constituency on Saturday. Nana Adam Jemfi III said his people will reward Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia because he has not been cited for corruption in his 8-year tenure as vice president.
During your 8 years as vice president of the Republic, you have not been cited for corruption or any fraudulent deal. To us, therefore, you are credible and honest leader with integrity. Your love for all manner of persons without discrimination based on age, gender, ability, disability, tribal or religious affiliation is exemplary. We, Nanano of Karachi East constituency, are therefore of the firm belief that Ghanaians will reward your cherry qualities, credibility, delivery, humility, and excellent human relations by affirming you as next president of the Republic of Ghana in December 7, 2024. Under your pioneering leadership, Your Excellency, the people of Oti region and Ghana as a whole are enjoying 24 hours banking services. We can also obtain national health insurance cards and renew same from comfort of our homes, farms, and offices. Indeed, citizens of our beloved country, Ghana, can now access numerous services through the use of mobile phones under your landmark digitization agenda.
Well, definitely you would want to get some more on the Bawumia campaign team. My colleague Musa Ali is with the Bawumia campaign team in the Oti region, and he has joined us with some live updates. Musa, thank you very much for your time. Where exactly are you now? And talk to me about Dr. Bawumia's campaign there.
Well, Kweku, we're currently at the Karachi Senior High School, where the stakeholder engagement Dr. Bawumia holds anytime he enters the constituency is currently ongoing. He's meeting with transitional rulers, he's meeting with the clergy, he's meeting with various identifiable groups, including hairdressers, carpenters, drivers, and others here. And it just started raining here. And so far, he's been to the Kratchi East constituency. He's been to the Kratchi and Chumuru constituencies where he had engagements with various stakeholders, as is happening here. And at the Kratchi East constituency, he told them that if he's given the opportunity to rule the country after the 7th December elections, he will make sure that the College of Education there is elevated to a university status. And he's also going to implement what he calls one district, one astroturf, to make sure that every district in the country has at least one astroturf in their area. And now we move to Kratchi and Chumuru, where he told the chiefs that for the past 32 years you've been voting for the NDC, but you were not getting as much development as you're getting under the NPP. And so for the 7th December elections, they should give an opportunity to the NPP's parliamentary candidate James Mahmood, and also vote for him, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, to go and then make sure that they get more development. And so from there we went to the Community Connect, where he once again outlined his policies. One critical thing that received a lot of cheers from the people was when he talked about introducing the solar power program to help reduce the cost of electricity consumption in the country. When he mentioned it, the people went wild, jubilating and saying number one. And from that engagement, we are currently in Kratchi West constituency, where the stakeholder engagement just started. From the stakeholder engagement, we'll be moving to the main lorry park, where he'll be having the Community Connect with the party supporters in the Kratchi West constituency.
All right, Musa, so one thing I would want to have tonight is the reception that he is receiving. I just want to compare the reception that the MPP flag bearer is receiving in Kratchi compared to that of the Volta region.
Kweku, I must tell you, his new name, people call him is Wow, especially with the sound he makes anytime he sees the people who come out for the Community Connect engagements. Just like it happened in the Volta region, the OT region is also getting that attention. Several people came out at the Kratchi East constituency. The same thing happened in the Kratchi and Chumuru constituency. And for the Kratchi West constituency, from the junction to the constituency, people met him there, and then we're riding along with him till they got to the Kratchi Senior High School, where he's currently meeting with the stakeholders here in the constituency. Kweku.
All right, Musa, I can say a big thank you. Thank you for joining us. I am sure as and when there's more information, we will be connecting with Musa Lansa, who is our man who is currently following the MPP flag bearer. Let's now talk about the NDC in here. The NDC parliamentary candidate for the Wejagbawe constituency, Felix Lante, has criticized the MPP in the constituency for not delivering on their promises. While speaking during a street campaign in the Weja electoral area, the parliamentary candidate expressed disappointment about the many unfulfilled promises by the MPP government and pledged to lobby developmental projects for the constituency to alleviate the plight of the electorate.
When you move around Wejagbawe, you can attest to the fact that the MPP has not shown any good faith towards such decisions that the good people of Wejagbawe have been taking in favor of them over the years. So we are pleading to the good people of Wejagbawe. Though you've not given the NDC the opportunity to serve as members of parliament before, any good development or any good project that inures to the benefit of the good people of Wejagbawe was done by the NDC. We are promising the good people of Weja that when we come, the next NDC administration, which Felix Lante will be the MP, we are promising Weja as an old town to have a community hospital to serve the good people of Weja. We are also promising them that we started a school building, that is the Presley School, which has been abandoned by the MPP. When we come, we are going to see the completion of that school so that it will serve the constituents. Also, the MA primary and the JHS school. When you move to the JHS school, you see that the buildings there are very deplorable. They are in a very deplorable state, which needs what? They need new school buildings there. And we are promising them that when we come, we will ensure that we do same to the Wager JHS. When you go to the MA primary, you see that we've put up some story buildings there, 2-story buildings at that place. We are also thinking about fencing our various public schools within the constituency to ensure that our people, when they move to school, they will have a good learning environment to learn.
Well, in other stories on the political front, the Greater Accra Zango Caucus coordinator for the opposition National Democratic Congress, the NDC, Ismaila Horoya Ali, has called on various traditional leaders and the youth groups in Zango communities to give peace a chance, since violence does not aid in development. While condemning the clashes that occurred at Nima some weeks ago, Horoya Ali blamed both sides for the mayhem that caused fear, tension, and panic in the Nima Mamobi areas.
A few days ago, a video went viral on social media showing members of two rival gangs attacking each other with machetes and firing gunshots indiscriminately. The bloody clash brought everything to a standstill in the busy town of Nima and Mamobi, as innocent people were seen screaming and running for their lives. Speaking during an event by the Greater Accra Zango Caucus of the NDC to another Danteng of Ikwapman, Alhaji Sariki Abbas Giwa I, the Greater Accra Zango Caucus coordinator of the NDC, Ismaila Horoya Ali, urged the youth to exercise restraint during provocation and smoke the peace pipe before, during and after the 2024 elections. He, however, charged the Zongo communities to vote massively for the NDC and its flag bearer, John Dramani Mahama, in the upcoming December polls.
He's a chief of Zongo youth, so we call on him to call the youth and they put them together and talk to them about the essence of peace, how peace is going to play an impact during and after this coming election. We are going to elect a religious leader, and one is a Christian, one is a Muslim. Then I'll go for the Muslim, because that one is a religion. Based on religion, I'll go for the one who is a Muslim, right? But this we are talking about a nation, we are talking about the country, and we are talking about the one who is going to let my religion move forward.
In an interview with the news team, Adam Temeng of Ikwapman, Alhaji Sariki Abbas Giwa I, also cautioned the youth not to allow themselves to be used by politicians for violence.
I will talk the chiefs and the imams in our community. They should try and forget about the money someone will give them, and they should try and pray for. They should try and preach peace for us. We need peace in our community. We don't need any violence in our community. So the problem is in our community all is our leaders. They don't preach peace. They only follow one side. They have to preach peace for the community.
The Greater Accra Zango Caucus of the NDC also vowed to deliver development in various Zango communities in the country if voted into power.
All right, so with the December 7 election fast approaching, the Ahmadiyya Muslim Men's Association is calling on all Ghanaians, particularly the youth and key stakeholders, to prioritize peace and avoid any action that could destabilize the country. Well, Vice President of the association, Ishak Addo, emphasized the importance of safeguarding Ghana's peace, noting that it's better to have a peace to sleep than to be driven out without knowing where to go.
As Ghana gears up for its December 7 polls, the Ahmadiyya Muslim Men's Association is issuing a strong call for peace, urging Ghanaians to avoid violence and actions that could endanger the nation's stability. Speaking in an interview with GHOne News' Peter Kwao Addo, the Vice President of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Men's Association, Ishak Addo, underscored the vital role peace plays in ensuring safe environment for all.
ever since we started the Fourth Republic, it hasn't been one party who has won the elections. It is that after 8 years, changes come, and then we are admonishing people to just understand that when it doesn't go for you, you don't have to bring violence, because as we live, and then everybody can sleep with peace, it is better than somebody chasing you and you won't know where to sleep, where to go.
Addo also appealed especially to the youth, reminding them that chaos only leads to displacement and suffering, encouraging Ghanaians to cherish the nation's peaceful legacy.
Future of the country belongs to the youth. So if you are not able to take care of yourself, you have to think. You have to listen very carefully. You look into the future. You take care of your job, because there is much at stake. Perhaps it is not that you are coming to get married. Take care of your wife. Take care of your children, your parents, all those things. So it is only that you have to abide by the rules and regulations of the election before, during, and after.
Addo urged key election stakeholders, particularly the Electoral Commission and security agencies, to be vigilant and aware of the political impact their actions could have on the stability and well-being of the nation.
Every year we go on this march, and then we advise people to be very careful not to abide by people who are instigating them to cause trouble or all those things. Because as the Islam salutation even stands, Assalamu alaikum means peace unto you.
All right, so that's about it for stories we have on the political front. We're coming back shortly. We're not done with the bulletin. We'll still have some more updates for you. Do stay with us. We'll be back shortly. Well, let's do some more stories at this moment. Sabba District capital in the northern region continues to face frustration as successive governments fail to deliver on long-promised road construction projects in the area, while flooding frequently affects the district, which cuts residents off from essential services every rainy season.
That was a scene a year ago when residents, the youth of Sabba District, organized a demonstration to raise awareness of their plight.
We are by this notice giving the government 1 month ultimatum to replace the Paba and Wapuli bridges and maintain Sabba roads, or else we, the youth of Sabba, will assume we have no government representatives in Sabba District.
Yet, the situation remains unchanged, leaving the community stranded and vulnerable. The NDC and the NPP have assured the people of Sabba that roads will be built to address the flood issue. Unpaved Sabba roads become treacherous, making them nearly impossible to navigate during each rainy season. 2 major roads, one from Yendi through Apoli to Sabba, and the other directly from Yendi to Sabba, are always cut off simultaneously around this time of the year. Residents find themselves isolated, with farmers unable to transport their produce to markets, children missing school, and access to healthcare severely hindered.
Workers, nurses, teachers who want to go to the regional capital, Tamale, using this alternative route. As it stands now, when the district hospital in Sabba have to refer any emergency case to the regional capital, Tamale, it has become a challenge.
A frustrated teacher, Jonathan in Winali, Mburadak, spoke about the daily struggle just to get to work crossing flooded areas.
I sat in the canoe, I paid, they took my motor across me, and I paid. Currently, my motor is at the back coming now. I'm still going to swim inside this water and cross because I don't have any peswa to pay again. We are appealing to the government to come to our aid.
Cecilia Mualu, her mother, shared the struggles faced by women in the community, particularly when it comes to accessing grinding mills for food preparation during the floods.
We have been grinding at Sabba, like Obeng like this. We have been crossing river, but when it happens like that, we cannot cross again.
Despite bringing national attention to the issue, the government's promise to act within a month went unfulfilled, leaving residents disillusioned. Residents say the current flooding should be the last of their horrifying experience, or they would advise themselves politically.
Well, some more social issues in here. Tragic fire outbreak which occurred at the Nazareth Home of God's Children in the northern region has destroyed vital sections of the administration block. While no lives were lost, the fire caused significant damage to property, leaving the orphanage in a state of shock.
The fire started around 11:35 Friday night and engulfed parts of the administration block, bakery and storeroom, leaving the orphanage reeling from the devastation. The blaze was extinguished with the help of the community and fire service after considerable losses were incurred. The fire reportedly originated near the meter in the bakery and was only noticed by community members passing by and raising an alarm. Their quick intervention, along with assistance from neighbors, helped contain the fire until the Ghana National Fire Service arrived to extinguish the flames. The fire consumed almost half of the administration block, burning food items, equipment for baking bread, cement bags, and other donations. The founder of the orphanage, Sister Stan, was away in Cape Coast when the devastation occurred. The orphanage now faces a tough road to recovery and is seeking support to rebuild the damaged facility and replace the lost items. The Ghana National Fire Service has since commenced investigation to establish the cause of the fire, which fortunately did not record any casualty.
Well, definitely, let's get resulted. The Catholic Society, if you're a corporate institution, reach out to them and support the orphanage. Well, in other stories, the Ghana Health Service is partnering with the Ghana Education Service to deworm some 2.6 million school-age children across the country from Monday, 28 October to 3rd November 2024. Well, the exercise will benefit children between the ages of 5 and 14 years in 13,000 schools. Well, the mass school deworming exercise aims to eliminate schistosomiasis and control soil-transmitted helminth infestations.
Ghana currently has an estimated schistosomiasis prevalence of 23.3%, with a localized prevalence level exceeding 50%. It is typically transmitted by contact with contaminated soil or water, and school-aged children are mostly at risk due to their underdeveloped immune systems. Additionally, children in schools and playgrounds are often in close contact, increasing the likelihood of transmission of intestinal worms.
School-based deworming is the most cost-effective approach that leverages existing school structures, with teachers trained to administer hermetic medicines to eligible children and also provide education. It is important for all children to eat before taking these medicines. I'm happy Director Chef said there's enough food available for everybody, as it helps in the absorption and effectiveness of the medication.
The exercise is expected to reach children between the ages of 5 and 14 and aims to provide them with treatment to ameliorate the effects of parasitic worm infestations.
Encourage all schools, both public and private, parents, regardless of their social status, gender, or religion, to cooperate and collaborate and support the deworming exercise in the targeted districts and schools to improve coverage and help eliminate parasitic infestations in Ghana. Ladies and gentlemen, this year the deworming exercise aims to treat 12,907 schools in 100 districts spread across 15 regions.
Schistosomiasis is caused by parasitic worms that live in fresh water. The symptoms of this disease include abdominal pain, diarrhea, and blood in urine and stool, among others. Female genital schistosomiasis is a severe consequence of schistosoma infestation that can occur in girls.
The Ministry of Health, in collaboration with the Ghana Education Service and other partners, has put in place measures to improve access to healthcare, including quality development programs in schools and communities. The theme for this event is particularly relevant given the ongoing challenges we face in our country.
Well, let me believe that we will still bring you some more health stories, and here 50 suspected cases of Buruli ulcer and 40 cases of yaws have been reported in several communities in the Upper Multicrop district. Well, patients have been treated, but the search for further cases is ongoing. Well, these cane-related tropical diseases have often gone down with several other pain. Well, we'll bring you all those details. But for now, let's do other stories, as some 50 suspected cases of Buruli ulcer, like we talked about early on, and 40 cases of yaws have been reported in several communities in the Upper Multicrop district, where patients have been treated, but the search for further cases is ongoing. These cane-related tropic diseases that often goes neglected have partly been attributed to lack of access to safe drinking water, forcing residents to rely on polluted rivers and streams. The following report will bring you more details. Well, our apologies for not being able to bring you that report. We'll definitely be sharing it with you in our subsequent bulletin. But let's take some more stories, as Deputy Director of Nursing Services at the Ministry of Health, Evelyn Amwako, has assured members of the Rotational Nurses and Midwives Association to resolve it gets financial clearance for the payment of their outstanding allowances. Well, this follows concerns raised by members of the association at its 24th annual delegates conference of the Greater Accra Regions chapter. Well, GHOne News' Clara Yayira Abruga has more in the following report.
The students have voiced their concerns over unpaid allowances, an issue that has persisted for years. Those who began their rotation this year are yet to receive any allowances. The president of the Rotational Nurses and Midwives Association, Kwame Ameble Jr., called on the Ministry of Health to swiftly address issues of unpaid allowances.
About 20% of our members have been paid so far, though our financial clearance have been released from somewhere in July. And this has caused a lot of displeasures among our members. Most importantly is our junior colleagues who have started their national service in May this year. So we speak, they've also not received the financial clearance and no payment so far. They've been working 5 months without the allowance they deserve.
The issue of posting remains another key concern for the association. They further called on the government to clear a backlog of rotational nurses who are yet to receive posting after completing their mandatory national services with jobs.
We expect that immediately we complete, government to look into it. Immediately we are done with our service, government to look into it. You should try as much as possible to enroll us into the system. It's not easy sitting in the house. We have just come out fresh from our training. That kind of fresh thinking is there, fresh knowledge is there. So when he enrolls us immediately into the system, we will be able to cope up and we will be able to deliver our best. But if there is a delay, you said about 2 years, 3 years, a year, in fact, we become so relaxed.
However, reacting to these concerns, Deputy Director of Nursing Services at the Ministry of Health, Evelyn Amoakon, assured rotational nurses that the issue of unpaid allowances will be addressed. According to her, the ministry is working closely with other sector bodies to ensure payments are made.
The ministry is continuing work with relevant stakeholders, engagement with relevant stakeholders. It doesn't fall on yesterday when I was informed that I was scheduled to come here. I engaged because I knew that definitely.
In other stories tonight, 11,500 smallholder farmers, and this we're bringing you up to speed in our business segment tonight. All right, some business updates tonight. Over 11,500 smallholder farmers across 5 selected regions have been introduced to Multicrop Treasures to help reduce post-harvest grain losses in their communities. Well, the 4-year research for development, innovation, agriculture, and learning has had its way. That's according to its name. Redal project aims to replace labor-intensive manual threshing, which often involves child labor and results in poor quality output. There's more in the following report.
The Redal project focuses on providing innovative agricultural solutions to smallholder grain and cereal farmers, particularly marginalized communities in Ghana's key food producing zones in the Ashanti, Northern, Western and Eastern regions. Co-funded by the European Union under the Desire Initiative, the project has enabled marginalized farmers to identify suitable crops for their soils and adopt indigenous climate-smart soil enrichment practices where specific nutrients are lacking. Head of Cooperation for EU Delegations to Ghana, Maximo Mina, highlighted how the project has empowered smallholder farmers by enhancing their knowledge of modern farming technologies.
How to introduce innovative technologies, because this embedded not only the small farmers who are preparing but also have the great condition in the country. So this is a way to safeguard the environment, the natural resources, the whole ecosystem, and we know how precious it is.
The Monitoring and Evaluation Officer at the Friends of the Nations, Faustina Kaur, noted that expanding the project is essential to helping farmers continue to improve crop quality and yields.
The benefits of our projects are evident. The findings are clear.
It's the technologies and innovations we have introduced are helping resolve farmers' problems, is improving farmers' production, is improving farmers' yield and farmers' income. So yes, scaling up to other regions is crucial. It will be beneficial to all farmers. Our beneficiaries, even communities nearby, want the project to come to their community.
A project beneficiary, Ashetu Salifu, shared how the Readout project has improved farming in their communities, particularly for persons with disability.
And at the same time, we also use manpower, like cultivating the maize in the south and others. So during that Readout project has come in to introduce the threshing machine for us, which makes our work easier. This project has helped us a lot, especially with persons with disability.
The Readout project was implemented by a consortium of 5 partners, namely Friends of the Nations, Tropimbos Ghana, KNUST, SESI Technologies, and SHATEC.
Some more business stories, and here policymakers in Ghana have been urged to increase funding for technical and vocational education training. I'm talking about TVET. Well, an increase in funding is expected to enable upgraded skills, job creation, and empower the nation's youth through entrepreneurial ventures.
A convergence of technical students from Ghana's technical universities in collaboration with YOLO Ghana organized a skills and awards fair. The fair aimed to establish a single platform for skills exhibition and development. Under the theme Spark Change, Igniting a Future of Innovators and Job Creators, awards were presented to outstanding students in fields such as animation, fashion, engineering and entrepreneurship in Accra. Speaking at the event, Acting Vice-Chancellor of the Accra Technical University, Professor Amansia Akakpo, emphasized the need for innovation and skills in navigating Ghana's employment challenges through technical and vocational education and training.
Talented, who can transform the economy, who can make a lot of innovation and discover things. But I agree to some extent that we have a lot of innovations in Ghana. But I also agree that there's quite a big room, a big gap to fill in, so that we have the best for the country. And looking at the problem, it comes from multiple angles. One of them has to do with the educational system itself. The other one has to do with the students and also the industry players and the policy makers. Now, today in today's speech, we try to touch on the role of each and everyone, but mainly and in summary, educational system is to bring some level of reforms in the way curriculum is designed.
President of the Ghana Technical Awards Fair, Alice Frimpong Sarkodia, noted that the fair is to help students showcase their skills to industry players.
What they have been able to create or invent or initiated, and it is an exposure for them. It is a platform that encourages them, and apart from that, it gives them mentorship opportunities. So today, as they exhibited, you saw people going around, they explain their concept to the people, why they are doing what they are doing. It is very important because if you check last year's fair that we had, afterwards, some of them have had contracts, some of them have had scholarships, even studying abroad and all that. So the fair gives them opportunity for them to showcase what they are doing in hope that they can get investors, partners and collaborators.
Some awarded students expressed their appreciation to the organizers for creating such avenues for students to showcase their skills.
Just that particular people. So I will urge all the graphic designers, the upcoming graphic designers or upcoming animators who are interested in the program or the career to also come and learn more of the animation in maybe the technical universities, because most of the technical universities deal mostly 70% or 90% of practical. So
Well, still with business, renowned human resource executive GHOne Clayton Taylor Jr. has urged practitioners to prioritize competence, confidence, and courage in their roles, leveraging artificial intelligence, as I'm talking about AI, to foster work-life balance. Well, he made the call to action, and it was made at the conclusion of the two-day global conference on human resource in Africa held in Ghana. There's more in the following report.
A report by project management and collaboration software company Asana reveals that 29% of work tasks are now being replaced by AI. In response, GHOne Clayton Taylor Jr., CEO of the Society for Human Resource Management, emphasized that practitioners must strengthen their competence to maintain balance in their roles.
Just because people called themselves HR professionals did not mean they were competent to practice HR, especially in a knowledge-based economy. It's complex, it's complicated, it's nuanced, and so therefore we need people who are competent first and most and importantly. Secondly, though, it's not enough to just be competent. You've got to have a relationship with your executive team. The executives, for all that you are, as smart as you are, if they don't understand you and understand that you understand them, if they don't have a business relationship with you, then no matter how competent you are, you won't be successful.
HR executives who attended the event shared their perspectives with the media.
SHRM United States has been very, very refreshing to us, especially with the topic, that has been dealt with today, integrating AI in the HR practice. Though Ghana has been quite slow among other African countries when it comes to the AI discussions, it is good to know that Ghana is representing in the AI space as far as the HR practice is concerned.
Hoping that this platform continues to grow. The objective is to be able to bring them here for the next event so that we can convene. When we all come together, there's beauty in that. To see them actually in person, walking around, engaging. That's how change is made. We cannot.
The conference themed a global discourse exploring the emergence and dynamics of artificial intelligence and human resource technologies in Africa aimed to foster collaboration, innovation, and strategic HR practices.
Well, cybersecurity experts are advocating for a collaborative effort amongst stakeholder agencies to address the rising threat of online scams, well as the digital landscape becoming increasingly complex. Unsuspecting users of online services have become more vulnerable, highlighting the urgent need for greater awareness initiative. While government says it has made significant investment in dealing with the menace, and users are encouraged to adopt basic security measures online in a bid to combat cyber crimes in the country. There's more in the following report.
Ghana swiftly embraces digitalization. Vulnerabilities in cyberspace has become a significant threat. The 2023 Ghana FinTech reports indicates that cyber fraud, including credit card identity and romance fraud, is the country's most common cyber crime, with the financial sector as a primary target. The menace cost Ghana an estimated 4.3 million Ghana cedis in 2022, a 65% increase from the previous years. Alarmingly, losses escalated to 4.9 million Ghana cedis in just the first 9 months of the year 2024.
Data from Statista, the FBI and IMF indicates that the global cost of cybercrime is set to jump from $8.44 trillion in 2022 to $23.84 trillion by 2027. Between January and September this year, 44% of the total incidents reported involved online fraud. 19% were related to unauthorized access. 15% involved online blackmail. 8% were cases of cyberbullying. These incidents were recorded through the cybersecurity incident reporting points of contact, with total.
Speaking during an interview on the sidelines of the event, Chief Executive of Smart Think Global Technology, Samson Ntiamwa, advised end users to adopt basic security measures, especially on social media, to help combat cyber crimes.
Human beings are the weakest link to cyber threat, so we all need to know some of the measures and policies and the procedure that we need to have in place to ensure that we are protected from the usage of our mobile phones, laptops, our social media platforms. Once we have the awareness that these are the possible threats that can occur with the usage of our social media account and our mobile phones, we'll be able to know the measures to protect it.
The Awareness Forum brought together experts in the cybersecurity space to discuss strategies to combat misinformation and disinformation in a digitally resilient democracy.
All right, so the Food and Drugs Authority, I'm talking about the FDA, is partnering with security agencies to track down individuals involved in illegal packaging and sale of hazardous water. Well, the FDA emphasized that packaging and selling of unwholesome water not only violates public health regulations but also endangers lives, warning the public of its serious health risk.
Ghana's fisheries face a
few days before the bishops of Accra protested against illegal mining and its devastation impact on Ghana's water bodies, a disturbing trend emerged on social media. Street vendors were spotted selling colored sachet water, boldly marketed as Galamsey water. They linked this new product to the rampant illegal mining activities known as Galamsey, which continue to wreak havoc on the environment. In a statement released on Monday, October 21, the FDA's Chief Executive Officer, Delis Mimi Dakon, expressed concern over this dangerous practice. The FDA emphasized that the packaging and selling unwholesome water not only violates public health regulations, but also endangers lives. They warned that this illegal activity is a breach of the Public Health Act 2012, Act 851, and called on the public to avoid supporting or purchasing such products. The FDA assured the public of their commitment to collaborating with security agencies to identify and apprehend those involved. They urged the public to report any suspicious activities related to the packaging of unsafe water, vowing to take swift action to safeguard public health and consumer safety.
Well, amid mounting challenges, a transformative project is set to reshape Ghana's fisheries by confronting foreign control, boosting resources management, and strengthening food security. Well, with foreign interests still dominating, this initiative focuses on capacity building and policy reforms to reclaim ownership, enforce regulation, and safeguard communities reliant on the sea, urging Ghana to protect its fisheries and secure its future.
Ghana's fisheries face a critical juncture as foreign interests dominate the sector, urging Gulf of Guinea resources toward unsustainable use. To counter this, a comprehensive project is underway to tackle governance gaps and beneficial ownership issues and enforce stronger policies. A recent monitoring, control and surveillance assessment across several countries, including Ghana, highlights the need for better collaboration among governments, civil society and industry.
Data has shown that nearly 800,000 metric tons of fish are lost to these distant water fishing vessels, which exploit fisheries resources, bringing in making it a loss of almost $2 billion every year within West Africa. So it's certainly a very big problem.
Despite Guinean ownership laws, many vessels operate under foreign control, concealed under local licenses, compromising food security and depriving communities of vital resources.
the assumption is that nationals will be the prime participants in the natural resource exploitation so that they can get benefits. But we are now having foreigners dominating there.
We're set to bring you the latest happenings from our world of sports. Well, in sports tonight, the United States of America's Embassy have been crowned champions of the football event of the Star FM at 10 diplomatic games after beating their Ghanaian counterparts by 4-0. Well, the team were adjudged as the best team after they came up of the 6-team league. Well, the American team came up with some 10 points, while Austria placed second with 8 points, while Team Ghana placed third with 7 points. The games saw 6 participating teams who took part in volleyball, tennis, football, and other sporting events. Well, the games were held at the American International School Sports Complex, where there was a free breast screening from personnel from the Accra Medical Center. Students from the American International School also took part and won some awards from the games. So yes, interesting images shared with you there.
Thank you, AIS. You are just wonderful. Thanks so much for hosting us. And to our diplomatic corps, we say thank you. It's all about Star FM at 10, and also the theme is breast cancer awareness. Like we say, feel it, find it, and fight.
At this moment, and here Iran's military says airstrikes hit Tehran and Imam. Well, in response, Iran's foreign ministry says the country has a right to defend itself from Israel. Defense forces say the strikes are in response to months of continuous attacks from Iran following a barrage of Iranian missiles fired at Israel on October 1. Meanwhile, U.S. President Joe Biden commented on Israel's recent strikes against Iran, noting that they seem to target only military sites. End of escalating tensions within the region. All right, so that's about all we have for you tonight. Yes, we are bringing you more on this particular channel. Keep your channel right here on GHOne TV. My name is Kweku. It's been a delight staying with you. Enjoy the rest of your evening. On behalf of the entire production team, we salute you and we say enjoy your evening.